Friends, hello and welcome to my YouTube channel Tech Guru Speaks. Today I would like to describe one of the important classes of the Java Collections framework, and it is called the stack class. The stack class is basically represents a last in first out, which is also called LIFO, stack of objects. That means it basically represents an ordered list which actually follows the last in first out order. That means the last element to be inserted into the stack top will be the first one to be removed. So that is the idea of last in first out. It extends the class vector with 5 operations that we'll discuss a little bit later, that allow a vector to be treated as a stack. So vector with some new modifications being made is actually incorporated in the stack class. Its signature is as follows, that you can see here: public class stack. It follows the concept of generics, extends vector. So it's basically a subclass of vector class. So we already know that vector is basically a legacy class. So by inheritance property, stack class will also inherit those legacy methods that we can understand. So the basic 5 operations that are added here are the usual push and pop operations. That means push means for insertion, pop means for deletion. It has also got the pick method that will find the item at the top of the stack. There is another method that is called empty, which will test for whether the stack is empty or not, and the method to search the stack for an item and discover how far it is from the top. It is also called, I mean to say, the search method is also used for returning the one best position where an object is on the stack. So basically we are considering that the stop is basically at uh, one distance apart. So based on this particular position of the top stack, we are counting the, say, elements in the stack. So if the element is considered to be a part of this stack, so it will be found and its corresponding one best position will be returned. So otherwise, if it is not found, it will be returning -1. So that is the idea. Stack class is thread safe because vector is also thread safe. So it is having support for multi-threaded programming, and it contains many legacy methods that are part of the vector class. So by inheritance property, it will get the legacy methods of the vector class that I have already told. So these are the basic features of the stack class. Now we are going to see the implementation of the stack class with respect to the Java program. Now for our programming implementation, the NetBeans ID will be used. The particular version is called 12.1. So basically it is called Apache NetBeans 12.1. So just move to this particular program development part. So this is the NetBeans ID, Apache NetBeans ID 12.1, that will be used for demonstration purpose. So now I will be creating the program for demonstration. So it is named, say for example, stack demo. So it is now created. So it will be having some documentation. So I am reviewing them because it is not required for this particular demo, but for real application development or say project development, documentation is required essentially. So that is the idea. So now I am going to consider the public static void main, that is the main method. So now I am going to consider the stack object to be created based on the integer. So it's a stack class that is based on integer. So stack integer, so it should be imported here. It is part of the java.util package. So it is named, say for example, st. So new stack, So I can use the diamond operator here. So it's now okay. So basically it's a demo program, so that is why I have removed here the documentation part that is automatically being added by the Apache NetBeans. So this is the object of the stack. Now I am going to show the present status of the stack. So it is quite similar to the concept of vector that I have told it before. So now I have got methods like size and capacity, like the vector class that we have already seen with respect to the java.util.vector class. So size is actually showing the number of elements present in the stack, which is basically an inherited method from the vector class. So it is basically coming from the vector class. So now it is showing the capacity value. Again it is coming from the vector class. So by inheritance property, the stack class will get this method that is called the capacity method. So it returns the current capacity of this stack. So basically it is obtained from the superclass of stack, which is basically the vector class. So now I am going to show you the present status of this stack object. So I have not added any element yet, so it is showing an empty stack. So size is 0 but the capacity is 10, that is the default allocation. So now we are going to add some elements here. Suppose I am using the for loop here to add some elements. Suppose the first element being added is 10 and I have got a for loop. In the condition part I will be writing here I less than equal to 50. So 10 to 50, these 5 elements will be added. So I equal to I plus 10. So now I will be writing here st.add. So it is a well-known method. So it appends the specified element to the end of this stack. So basically it is coming from this vector. By inheritance property it is basically getting this. So it will be appended one by one as the for loop runs. So now I am going to check the present status of this stack object by using the same set of SOPs that I written earlier. So basically now I'll be checking this thing with respect to this program. So just running this program for the second time. So you can see it here. So it will be adding 5 elements here. By using this for loop I am actually making a call to the add method. So it is basically appending the elements one by one. So append means it will be adding the element at the end of the stack. So the stack is now having 5 elements. So the size is basically 5 and the capacity remains the same because the current allocation doesn't exceed the capacity value. So it will show the capacity value as 10. So now I am going to add some more elements. So by using different methods of the stack class. So basically now I am going to use here add element. So again it is coming from the vector that you can see here. So again it will be added at the end. So suppose I am adding here 70. So now 70 will be added here. So after that I am using the push operation, which is basically the stack's own method. So it will be adding an item onto the top of this stack. I mean to say stack object. So suppose now I'm adding 80 here. So it is now added. So I am using a different method for adding the elements onto the stack. So again I am using this set of SOPs, that is system.out.println, to check the current status of my stack object. So it will show you the current status. So now it is having 7 elements, so 70 and 80 are added here. So now I am going to use another, say, overloaded version of the stack method. So basically I can use here this one. So suppose it will be added in the 5th position. Okay, so if it is added to be, I mean to say, suppose I am going to add 60 in the 5th position, so that we can use here also. So if I am, say, adding this element here, so now I am trying to run this program, so it will be showing the present status of the stack. So it is showing that 60 is basically added here. Okay, at the 5th position, that you can see here. So that is a thing that I am going to show you here. So if you want, you can also, say, write it separately, so that can also be done here. For your understanding, I can also do it. So that means after adding 70 and 80, I am adding 60 at the 5th position. That can also be done here. For ease of understanding, that I can do it here. So now you can see that 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So now I am going to add, so 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So at the 5th position I am going to add here 60. So that is done here. Okay, so at the 5th position, that is done here. So now the size becomes 8, at the capacity becomes 10. So now I am going to use the method that is called basically called the pop method, that will be basically used for removing items from the stack. So if I am writing here st.pop, so that you can see, so pick, pop, push, search, so empty, all these are stack's own methods that I have already told, the basic 5 operations which are added to the list of methods being supported by vector. So it is now using pop method. So removes the object at the top of the stack and returns the object as the value of this function. So now I'm using this method. So I can also show you which element or item has been popped here. That can also be shown here. So element popped is basically which item? That is basically the item shown by the variable item. Okay, so that means this element is popped here. I can also show you the present status of the stack by using this SOP here. So it is basically removing the element from the stack top. Okay, so you can see it here, the element at the top of the stack, I mean to say the element at the stack top is basically 80. So if I call this method pop, so it will be basically showing you the element gets popped from the stack top. So it is basically stored in this integer type variable, and it will be showing the current status of the stack. So now 70 becomes the stack top. So that is the idea that I want to show you here. So now I am using another method that is called pick method. So now I am going to use another method here that is called pick method. So I am now using this pick method here. So st.pick. So pick means what? It will be actually looking for the object at the top of this stack without removing it from the stack. So it will be picking the element from the stack top, but it will not be removing the element from the stack top. So element at stack top, so that will be displayed here. So not here. It should be added here. So element at stack top, because it is not removing the element, unlike pop method. It is basically looking for the element at the stack top. So that is the role of pick function here. So that we can see here. So just it will show uh, the current stack top element, but it is, if we look at this particular SOP statement, it is showing the present status of the stack. So you can see that 70 is not removed. So whereas while we have used the pop method, it is basically removing the element at the stack top, but it is not removing it from the stack top. It is just picking the element from the stack top. So that is the difference between pop and pick. I think you can understand the difference between pop and pick. Pop is basically selecting the item and it is stored in the item variable because it is having the return type as int. But the thing is that it is also changing the configuration of the stack. I mean to say the present stack top will be changed. So that is why 80 gets deleted here by applying the pop method, and this element 70 will become the present stack top. But using pick method, it will not change the current allocation of the stack, so it will remain the same. It is just picking the element at the stack top. So that is the idea. Now I am going to use the search method here. So just I am trying to use this method here, but before using this method, I want to show you whether this stack is empty or not. So there is another method, so that is called empty, which will check whether this stack is empty or non-empty. So that is the thing that I am going to find here. So basically now I am going to do it. So it is now checking for this. So it is called, I mean to say the method is basically called empty. It is the stack class's own method. Like I have told here, 5 basic methods are there, like push, pop, pick, and then comes empty, and finally I will be showing you the search method. So that is the 5th method. So if I run this program again, it will show you. So it is basically non-empty. So it is having a boolean type return type. So it is showing that it is false. That means the stack is now indicating a non-empty stack. So it is not empty at all. So that is why the value is false. Okay. So now I am going to use the search method here. So just I will be writing here the position here. Suppose the position is basically denoted by the value that is returned by this particular method called search. So if I use this search method, you can see it here. It basically returns the one best position where an object is on the stack. So here we are considering that the topmost item on the stack is considered to be at distance 1. So based on this particular thing, we are going to check the distance. Okay, suppose we are going to check here the position of 40. Okay, so it basically returns the one best position where an object is on the stack. So that is the role of this particular method called search. So you can find that 40 is already placed here. So if I check this one, so it will be at distance 1, so distance 2, distance 3, and distance 4. So that will be the thing. So now if I am having a particular kind of say system.out.println statement, that is SOP, so I can check it for you. Like it will return the one best position, so that is the integer value returned by the search method. So it is denoted by this variable here because the value that is being returned by this method is stored into this variable. So if I just run this program, it will show you the one best position. So it will show you the value 4, okay, that you can see here. So that is the thing. So by applying search method, if the element is found in the stack, okay, so it will be actually giving you the one best position, considering that 70 is at distance 1, so it will be distance 2, distance 3 and distance 4. So in that way it will be giving you the position for this particular element. But if the element is not there, suppose I am looking for 100 here, so then the case is different, the scenario is completely different. So the element is not found in the stack, that you can understand. So in that case it will return -1. So I think you can understand that the element has to be there in this stack. So if it is found in the stack, then only you will get the one best position. So that is why for this item 40 will get the value as 4. So if I am taking this value as, say for example 50, so that will be having the value as 3. So that you can understand here from the current status of the stack. So it is showing the value as 3. So in that way the program will basically show its output. Now I am going to use the method that is called clear. So it will clear all the elements from the stack. It is basically coming from the vector class, that you can understand. Now I am going to use the SOP statements that I used earlier, so that you can understand the present status of the stack. So I am also using this method here. So it will be telling you whether this stack is empty or non-empty. Earlier it was non-empty, so the return value was false. So, and I am also showing you the capacity value. So in that way I would like to run the program for the last time. So now it will be showing you the current status of the stack. So it is now empty, that you can understand here, because I have called the clear method here. So it will clear all the elements from the stack. So the size will be 0 because there are no such element present in the stack. So is stack empty? So if I call this method empty, it will show the return value is true. That means now the stack is empty. But the capacity value will remain the same, because it will show the capacity value which was before, that is basically 10. So in that way the program basically will show the output, and I have explained each step. I mean to say, in terms of the different methods that was applied on the stack object. So it was basically stack of integers. So I hope that you have understood this program and the application of different methods like push method, pop method. Push is for insertion, pop is for deletion. The pick method, that will pick the stack top, that means element at the stack top. Then the use of the search method, that will give you the one best position considering the stack top is at the distance 1. And the use of the empty method, which will check whether the stack is empty or not. So apart from that, I have also used the methods which are actually obtained from the vector class. So either directly or indirectly, because vector is also gettable, actually obtain the methods from list and all the ancestors that it can have. So that is the idea. So I hope that you have understood the meaning of the different methods of the stack. So thanks for watching this video. So if you like this video, then please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. So I need your support to grow, and if I can grow, then I can create more useful videos for your career development. So this is the URL for my YouTube channel. You can use this link to access my YouTube channel and subscribe there. And please visit my website. You will get lots of useful information here. And this is my email ID, admin@techguruspeaks.com. So thank you very much. So have a nice day.